What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the DC Box. My name is Jeremy. Today I got the Hot Toys VGM 30 Deathstroke from the Arkham Origins Batman game. So stay tuned. Alright, so I got the couple layers of the plastic off already. Give you a little peek at some of the accessories that he comes with, and I will give you a little bit more of a closer view without any of the plastic on it, but it does come with quite a few accessories. Several pairs of hands, some grenades, handgun, looks like some sort of grapple gun. So pretty cool. Also comes with this sword, which is done really nicely, if I can get the camera to focus. So really nicely done. It's not die cast, but still really nicely done. A really cool sword. And then his bow staff, which is a little bit longer than I thought, but still really nicely done. Pretty cool details. It is plastic. It is, you know, somewhat bendable, so be careful with it. And then we got, looks like some sort of utility belt. These do seem to move a little bit. And does this open? I don't think it opens. And then lastly, in here, we got a additional chest plate. Sorry about the focus there, guys. And here he is. Really heavy figure. Weighs pretty close to that tactical suit Batman from the Justice League, so really nicely done. Let me get all this plastic off and I'll be right back. Okay, so real quick, this was apparently inside the packaging also. I did not notice it, and I actually thought it was part to the backdrop, cover, slip, whatever you want to call it. But apparently this is actually for his sword. So don't be an idiot like myself and miss it. So yeah, it's a really big case for his sword, but whatever. And then next, I also wanted to give you a little shot up of the close-up shot of the base. It did have some protective, I guess, plastic around it, so you wouldn't scratch it up. And then it does have some plastic on here that I haven't peeled off yet. But I wanted to give you a quick little look at it. I really do like the base, really nicely done. And I'll be right back. So in case you want to look at the directions, here they are. So changing out the chest plate, you can pause the video if you'd like. Wearing the utility belt, had no idea that it went across his shoulder, so I guess that's good that I taken a look at this, because I probably would have tried to put it around his waist. The belt, the guns, where to put the grenades, and the remote claw. Wielding weapons, don't touch that, and that's pretty much it. Alright everyone, so here he is. He's finally fully assembled. It did take me a little bit of time, and I have to say he is absolutely awesome. I love this figure. Before I go into why I think he's awesome, let me show you a little bit of close-ups of some of the items that he comes with. So I'm just going to show you one of the hands. Really nice detail on it. You can see the weathering. the matte black on the inside, you know, for the grip, and then kind of like this gloss for his armored hand. Really, really nice detail. I really, really love how they painted him. Let me show you a different one so you can see that they're all pretty much the same thing though, but really nicely done. And then his this one I'll probably never use, but this is the grapple claw. It does open and close a little bit, but I did want to put it together so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. And then the bow staff was a little bit tricky because maybe I just glossed over it on the instructions, but you do get 2 of these that come off, and it allows the staff to get bigger. So you just snap this one in here, and then whoops, and then this one in the other side, and that's the full length. But if I could find the pieces, if you just put these in here, like, I promise it's not as hard as I'm making it seem. I'm doing this with the camera in front of my face, so I apologize. But there you go. So it is a shorter version. I will probably use this one, maybe. Not too sure yet which one I'll have him with. But I normally keep most of my Hot Toys in a museum pose. But I did get the gun in the holster, the utility belt or satchel belt over his shoulder, the grenades. I have them put in on the little drawstring, and then obviously he does have his sword up on top. So let me give you guys a little bit of a closer look at him. Okay guys, so as you can see, the armor is done. It's absolutely amazing, the armor that they did on him. Really, really nicely well done. You can see the battle damage on here. It is a hard plastic. Now there is a few different pieces to it. Obviously you got the shoes. There's not much movement in them. They do move. They are on a ball joint. So there is some give to them. They can move, but this piece of armor is really kind of restricting a lot of the movement on it. But there is basically 3 pieces. It's obviously his shoes. You got this piece of armor that comes up to his knee. Oh no, I'm sorry, comes up to his shin, and then the thigh and knee pads are all one piece. But as you can see, really, really well done. I absolutely love how they did it. They painted it perfectly, beautiful colors. The armor looks, you know, like it's a metal type material. There's tons of weathering on it, as you can see here and just basically everywhere. Really, really well done. The straps are nice. They do adjust a little bit. I did not try to, you know, unhook these. They seem like they might actually unhook, but at the same time, it seems like it might be a pain in the ass to put them back on. So I'm not going to mess with that too much. And then here is a, see if I can get it in focus, close-up of the gun. Sorry, I dimmed the light a little bit. I didn't want it to you know, oversaturate the colors of the video. So there is a little bit of give to it. I don't want to move it, push it back too much. As you can see, there is some give to it. The hammer does work a little bit, and I can't get my finger inside the trigger, but trigger might work. And let's see if there's a magazine in here. I can't seem to get it out. So maybe there might be, but I can't get it out. But to show you a little close up of the gun. And then moving up. All right, moving up to the torso area. So all of this under his armor is fabric. This would probably be my biggest nitpick of the entire figure, is that you can fit your finger through these loops. I tried over and over again to get them to go down. Sometimes I can get them to go down. I even took off all the armor, pulled the pant leg down, because they are, if you can see, just attached right here to the to his pants. And so I pulled them down, tried to put the shoes on. Too much fabric was around that ball joint, so it was really difficult to get the shoe back on. And it's probably not as tightly put on as it should be. But it's because I'm trying to get this piece here, both sides, to lay as flat as I possibly can, which is a little difficult. The next move around, he does have this other belt here. It's attached to the gun holster. None of these patches really move. I mean, sorry, they don't open. They do move around quite a bit, and so you can arrange it how you like. And then here, this is where the grenades attached. If you can see, there is a little bit of like a elastic string, and the instructions were a little vague how they were supposed to be put in there, so I kind of just looped them underneath this part of the grenade right here, and so that's how I did those. And then when I put the satchel on, there is a hole. Well, first of all, there's a buckle here. You could take this buckle off. There's a hole in the belt and in the armor to where this just basically snaps into place, and the strap kind of holds it all together. And again, let me show you the really awesome sword that they gave him. Really well done. And then you can kind of see his bandana, I guess that's what you would call it, hanging down. I wish they had wires in these and you could pose them. I think that would have been really awesome, but I mean, I guess you can't be too picky on what they give you. And then again, with the armor, really well done as far as the coloring, the battle damage on it, how they painted it. Everything is really well done. I even like the geez, I can't even think of the name. The armored scales on him. It is not, it's fabric, it's a cloth. You can kind of see me moving it a little bit with my finger. I would be careful because it does feel like it might rub off. It almost feels like it's a little screen printed on it. It does feel like it's kind of screen printed on it. I could be mistaken, but it might actually be the type of fabric has that print on it, but it almost feels like it is kind of screen printed on there. And then his hands do fit pretty nicely to his side. This is more than likely how I'll have him. I really don't have any dramatic poses with them or anything like that for fear of them being damaged. And then here you can see the really awesome shotgun shells that they put on his shoulder armor. You are able to adjust them a little bit so they do move a little bit. This one, not so much. And then the chest piece, as you saw earlier, was removable, and they're cut into right here, so it's a really good illusion that it's all one solid piece, which it's not. And then it's cut pretty short in, I guess it's so you can display him with his arms closer together without damaging the figure, which is nice. And then moving up a little bit more. All right, and here is the top torso and head sculpt. And I absolutely love the way that they did the helmet. He looks awesome. Even though 95% of his face is covered, he looks absolutely menacing, just like in the video game. Really, really well done. And then when you take off the head sculpt, I even like how they kind of put like a fabric around his neck, kind of like, you know, tying it all in. If I can get this head sculpt off. So as you can see, that, you know, they even tied it in around here. So I mean, it's just well done. You got a little bit of armor here, or at least that's what it's supposed to be. It's a really hard plastic. It's not, well, maybe it's not hard plastic, excuse me. It's more of a rubber material. And then here you got a little bit of the foam, which was also around the joints for the ankle. And then pretty standard. But I just wanted to give you a little bit close up of the head sculpt. Little Hot Toys logo inside there. And then these straps aren't real. They feel like they're real. They look real, but they're not. And then again, the paint app on this is just insane. I think Hot Toys really did knock this one out of the park. If you are on the fence about getting him, I think you should buy him immediately if you have the money to. He is really, really awesome. So for the articulation, I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm sure there might be another video out there or somebody doing all this crazy stuff with him. I'll just kind of give you a rough idea. So this is basically as far as I can get it to go. One is probably because of the belt, but even this one, this piece of armor does move a little bit, but still, even at that, it's a pretty limited range of motion. This one, he does move his arm about, you know, about 90 degrees. Turn it to the side a little bit and get him off the stand. So yeah, so about 90 degrees there. Not much here, maybe like 45 degrees, maybe. And then for the legs, no, I did not break him. That was the belt snapping back into place. So this one straight. This is pretty much as far as I can get it to go. Let's see. And then, you know, that's probably about as wide as it'll go on its own naturally, and you might be able to stretch it a little bit, but again, I'm not going to do anything too dramatic with this guy at all. He's pretty much going to stand as boring as I could possibly make him, because I do not want to ruin any of these figures. But really awesome. The reason I got this guy is actually because of them two right there. The suit was actually really close to the Justice League movie, Deathstroke, and so I think he'll pair pretty nice with them. I do have the original Batman from the video games. I think he'll pair nice with the Justice League when they came in. That was the reason I got him. There is, like I said, a few issues that I have with him. One was is this area here. Getting the boots back on can be a little bit tricky. And then, you know, just, I guess, to be honest, those are probably the two biggest nitpicks that I have about this thing. But other than that, I think he's great. I think if you have a chance to get him, that you absolutely should. Okay, guys, so final thoughts. My final thought is he's absolutely wonderful. I love him. I am glad to have him in my collection. If you are on the fence, I highly suggest that you pick him up. Are there some issues with him? Yeah, he's a little bit bulky. You probably won't be able to do some of those dynamic poses if that's what you're into. I think he's really photogenic. I think if you're one of those people that like to take pictures with the figures, I think he's extremely photogenic. I think you'll be happy with him. The amount of detail, he absolutely looks like he just stepped right out of the video game. I could not be any more happier with him. Yes, I did mention some nitpicks, but I'm trying to be as honest with you as possible. But I do feel like he is well worth the $235, $40, whatever it was that I paid for him at Sideshow. He's just awesome. He might be my favorite figure in my collection. Granted, I don't have too many. I have about 12 figures at the moment, all DC. I think he's probably better than the Tactical Suit Batman that you might see back there in the back, and he was my favorite figure. He's that good. Again, some of the cons about him though, he's a little bit bulky, he's heavy, might be awkward to do some of those dynamic poses, but I do think you could pull them off with a little bit of effort. And he's the material, getting him to look right and to have everything look centered, even the belt around him that you see right around here, I still need to mess with a little bit more. I can't get it to sit the way that I like it, but again, those are just like little nitpicks of mine. He's absolutely phenomenal. I think you'll really enjoy him if you guys pick him up. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you going to pick him up? Do you have him? If you have him, do you like him or not? And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.